I've traveled all over the world where I've seen landmines and cluster bombs, some put in by us, some by others. You know, war's in, but all the civilians continue to die. Children, innocent civilians, others, they die or they're maimed by what's left in the ground because nobody picks them up. They take Laos, for example. If we bombed there for 9 years every single day. We were spending the equivalent of about $17 million a day in today's money. If we would spend a year in Laos, what we used to spend in a week bombing them, we could make an enormous difference in the lives of the people.
So Congress is giving this money, these millions of dollars. A, do you think it's enough? And some people might say, what took you so long?
Well, it's nowhere near enough, and I'm hoping when President Obama goes to Laos at the end of the year, we'll see even a greater increase. I've had to fight for this every single year. You have no problem in getting the money for the bombs. You had no problem getting the money for the landmines. The problem is protecting these civilians afterward. I've made this a mission of mine. We use the Leahy war victims for all over the world. We have a number of other countries that help. The United States does the most, but it's still only a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, you say that the U.S. spent $17 million a day in bombing Laos, yet Congress has allotted, thanks to you, $20 million for this year for this clearing up campaign. But, you know, that, I guess, pales in comparison to $145 million that the U.S. spent on clearing Afghanistan and Iraq. I want to ask you if you know how many unexploded ordnances, bombs, remain in Laos. I mean, this is a country that was the most bombed nation in the world.
Well, nobody knows how many are still there, but it's in the hundreds of thousands, possibly millions. It's going to last throughout your lifetime, my lifetime, all the rest of us. At the rate it's going, it would take into the next century to get rid of them all.
And the problem being, of course, is that a lot of it was cluster munitions, which, you know, one bomb becomes hundreds of little bombs which stick around. They don't all explode. You know, this has been your mission.
I think a safe estimate is there's 70 million, 70 million of them in the ground. Now, but if you're a child walking on your way to school or going out in the field to help your family and you step on one of them, and your life is destroyed, it doesn't make any difference whether it's one bomb or 70 million.
Yeah, and a lot of kids think that they're toys as well. That's been the case, I know, in Afghanistan. You know, I'm curious, though, cynics might say that this has been your passion, and that is undoubtable. But when it comes to Congress and the attitude towards this issue overall, some would say this is not so much altruistic moving on it now. It's about the administration's pivot to Asia. Do you think that cynicism is fair, or do you adopt a, hey, whatever it takes attitude?
Well, I think that I wish we had more people who took the position I do. Fortunately, there have been some very good people in the House and the Senate who have, and that's how we get it through. But I think we have to speak about what are our moral responsibilities here. We're always going to face things, but it's just like those who voted a blank check in Iraq end up being in the trillions of dollars, got us nowhere. Here, we started talking about a few tens of millions of dollars to help victims of war. That seems to be a sticking point with some. I think that's wrong. I think it actually comes down to what are we as a country? We're the most powerful nation on earth. We're the wealthiest nation on earth. We're talking about a tiny fraction of what we spend on wars to help the victims of war.
Yeah, obviously these unexploded bombs hinders the economic growth of the country, right? I mean, you can't build buildings.
It does, and you know, I worry about the government in Laos, but I am impressed with the people who are doing the bomb clearing. But if you're going to work on things like education and democracy and other things, agricultural reform and all, you can't really touch those things as long as you have millions and millions of unexploded bombs and ordnance in the ground.
You make some very salient points. We do commend you for your efforts, and we appreciate your time, Senator Patrick
Thank you.
Leahy. Thank you.